Okay, as a founder, you need to solve a very big problem, not something nice to have. And if you see the problem comes back to you, sleep it over some weeks and see if you have the bug. It doesn't stop. This is huge. Then you continue.
Your network is your net worth. Come listen to some of the most successful people I know share invaluable knowledge, stories, and advice in real estate, business, and beyond. This is Weiss Advice. Whether you want to take your business or personal life to the next level, look no further. Welcome back to Weiss Advice. I'm your host, Yonah Weiss. It brings me great pleasure to introduce you today to our guest, Moshe Neuman, who is the founder and CEO of Valued, an incredible real estate app that's going to be making huge waves in the industry. He's been in the startup business for a number of years, an advisor to, probably a dozen different startups out there. And I'm really curious because someone who comes from a Hasidic background, it's looked at a little bit unlikely, right, to be in that forefront of the tech, startup industry, and being an entrepreneur is, is not contrary to that. But, I love the fact that you are, to me, someone that I look up to in the fact that you're kind of giving a little bit of a disruption to the industry, if you will. So without further ado, Moshe, how are you today?
Baruch Hashem, very well. How about yourself?
I'm doing great. Thank God. Yeah, all the time. So tell me a little bit how you got into the startup, into the tech industry, and specifically, get into how you got into real estate.
Okay, first of all, going back like close to 30 years, I started a little bit. My father and grandfather was in the textile business. So I went in a little bit, a couple years to dabble in that business. They used to be more the cheaper stuff, like linings and stuff. I took in the higher end. I used to buy off closeouts from the manufacturer jobbers from LA, and I used to sell it from the people here from McDonald's. I did that for a couple of years. Was good, but ended I started I think 94, 95. But first I was in Koilo a couple of years. Then did that for a couple of years. On the end of the 90s, I didn't see a future in that. I saw things from China start coming in cheaper than the raw materials. So I decided real estate is my thing. So I didn't know anything about real estate. I just started in the 1999, 2000, started to call every broker out there and start to ask questions. I got like, at that time, it was only a fax machine. I used to get like deals all day long and start to get familiar. They thought they have a buyer. Like I sold myself my buyer, and it took me a year to really get the business going. Like get to know the business. So
as a broker first, or as an investor?
I present myself as an investor, but then I find people buying, and I used to put them together, and they used to take care of me. Like I was more successful in finding deals for the right people, putting them together.
Right, like a deal finder, so like wholesaling in a way.
Yeah,
That's what they call it nowadays.
Few good years in that, and I got relationships, and I get to know the business. And of course, I had like a visionary. I used to be able to spot potential good deals, good upcoming neighborhoods. So I used to tell people, buy this, and thank God everyone who dealt with me are very, very happy. So I did that for a couple of years, on and off. But this is something now I know the knowledge. Now I'm less active, but I have the knowledge. When a good opportunity comes, I can act. So did that for a couple of years. Then I did the stock market before the 2007, 2008. It was great days. I became a good trader. It's not something I enjoyed because being at the computer all day, I was more enjoying going out, meeting people. I had to be by the computer before the market opens at night, study. But I was a good trader. Then market crashed. What do we do? So I'm good networking. So I started to become, people push me into as an insurance broker. So I went to like Guardian, Mass Mutual. I was one of the top brokers for the first year, 2 years. But I was best at opening doors, but I wasn't best like closing because it's not something I really believed. Everyone pushing people buy life insurance and stuff. I didn't feel it's something I want to do in my life. Then I decided, I think it was like around 9 years ago, I saw other people doing startups. LinkedIn was start to catching up, and I really love that. It was still early days. It was so difficult to get people on LinkedIn. I remember I was one of the
Yeah.
users, but saw potential. So I want to do a better LinkedIn at that time, but I didn't had no clue how to go about it. So at the same time, I find myself being on TechCrunch every day. So I figured I have to make a living from this. So even I don't know, but I will get to know. We'll start to go to events and mingle with people. Get to know about the things what I can do today in 1 minute could took me that time 6 months. What mean a prototype? What mean a sketch? What all this kind of stuff. People explain me. I start to meet with this developer. The same thing I did with real estate. 10 years before,
Hmm.
I start just talking, interacting, and searching, and until I got familiar with that. So after a year and a half, I raised around $1 million for that company called CircleZone.
Okay.
I was successfully finally I landed with one guy, helped me a lot. We set up a team in India with 20 people. It was my learning project journey actually. Like I had no money to go further, so I parked that project. And then one of my friends, actually Sunil, he's the founder of SoCure. It's almost a unicorn today, and he started a new company called Instant. So he told me, Moish, you're good at putting things together. You're good at raising money. Help me now till you figure out what you want to do. So I did that. I put in my little bit money of SoCure. I'm very happy I did 5 years ago. And then I helped them raise another close to $2 million. So Baruch Hashem, all the people I brought in, I'm very happy as well. So I
So
kept doing
what are these companies? These are all kind of technology companies
technology.
that you were investing
SoCure,
in.
SoCure is a fraud identity company. So basically, most of credit card applications in the US, I mean, can say 90% goes through their technology. They can
Really?
predict
Oh,
if somebody's real. All the companies they're doing now another round. It's not announced yet, but one of the top players are investing in the company. So
gotcha.
I came in there was only 3 people, and now they're close to hiring around 300 people. So it's a good feeling. I come in there, I walk in there, all the people are here because I was there. They were almost closing the lights. I remember that.
Right.
Really saved them twice actually. So this is one company. Another company called Accern, ACCREN, they just closed the 30 million round. Allianz Insurance also one of the lead investors. Same thing. I came in at 3 people, 2 people actually employed. I helped them raise around $5 million. So now they feel good. They closed almost 30
Wow.
million. They have a good choice to make it. They're one of the leaders in AI, artificial intelligence for financial asset managers and stuff like that. So it's good. During those years, I probably looked into 50,000 companies. So I used to meet every day with entrepreneurs, get to know what the obstacles are. And then I became involved in a couple of companies. It made sense for both of us. I basically I know the A to Z from you have an idea to take it to the next level, A to B till the big guys come in picture. When they still
Wow.
want to see if you make it, I'm bringing like value at that space when I feel those founders has potential. I like the big market and the way how they grow, and I can just lift them up, bring the right people in. It's hiring or like money or opening doors. Everything's
Right.
about connections.
Yeah.
So
So it sounds like your experience of just like you said, you looked at 50,000 different companies, right? Chose a handful of them that you felt had a lot of potential and kind of directed them and advised them to, go on the right path to be successful.
yes, exactly. This is something I can do now, middle of sleep. I can see if a deck makes sense, and I can help people with the deck. I know what investors wants to see, especially with Extern. I basically reached out to probably tens of thousands of investors. I set them up in Silicon Valley the first time. It's a lot of me, like and Horowitz and stuff like that. Was very successful, and we both helped each other. It was a win-win situation. He took good care of myself as well. So like a family, Hasidic family with 10 kids and making a wedding almost every year too. You need to be able to pay the bills. So, but
Right.
sometimes you find a good company, but they they're unable, they don't see the vision, or they don't feel comfortable to take care of you. So it's a problem. I say rather no. Today,
Right.
I'm not going to meet with a lot of people. I'm very, very focused, but I can take on a company here and there. I feel it's good. I think I can be very successful in raising money if it's meaningful for both of us. So this is with the startup world. I think
So what do you look for when you're looking at new projects? Like what are the few key points that you look at to see in your vision, a potentially successful startup?
okay, it's actually three things, but the first thing is also three. It's team. The founders is
Team.
very, very, very important. Especially what I lived through with those founders. It was so difficult. People can't imagine how difficult to build a company, and they're not going to stop for anything. This is very, very important. How strong are they tolerating the risk and pressure? This is very, very important. Second of all, it's got to be a big industry, a good space. I mean, it should be in the space of be hundreds of billions, or potentially be easy if they capture a little bit market share. It can easily be a unicorn. So if you take a risk, take a big risk. If the same risk, you take if someone I get within the lines that think it sell the company 50 million, 100 million, it's not for me. So I'm not gonna waste my time. It doesn't mean it could not be a good lifestyle business, but for me, it's not good. I also want to know how they're gonna make money. It's very, very important. And today, I basically swim in the waters as certain spaces I can add more value. Let's say fintech or real estate tech,
Right.
digital health. There's certain spaces I like more, certain spaces. So it helps a lot for me. And I mean to help make my decision if I see those kind of spaces deals.
Makes
So
sense.
as of now is like after doing all this with other companies, it came time again to start my company, my own company as well. If you take ownership, then they have to figure out where can you make the most. I mean, money. It's good to be involved in all these companies. It's good, but the biggest opportunity if you take ownership.
Right. I mean,
So
you obviously have some sort of shares in these companies that you advised on,
yes,
some equity. So
yeah,
when they do sell or when they do exit, you'll be taken well care of. But
yeah,
of course, being a founder is totally different.
yeah. It's harder, but again, it's risk reward. No pain, no gain. It's like the saying.
No pain, no gain. Right.
Yeah. But, but you need to have the stomach for that. A lot of people don't understand you, especially in the community. There's not a lot of people, even in one hand, people I can have a deep conversation of what I do. So people are getting more open to it since the Bitcoin started 2, 3 years ago. People more and everything you touch is technology today. So people are more
Right.
definitely more open. I think it's just a matter in time. People would throw millions and tens of millions from me to invest and tell me where to invest. I see it more and more. Going back 5 years ago, I tried to create a fund. It was very, very difficult. What do you know? We don't have this college, you don't have this degree. So what do you know? What stuff? So I'm just not doing it, and then I can show them this is my portfolio. My
Right.
portfolio can say it's very, very good companies. Most of the companies are successful. So you tell me.
Right.
I could have more resources. I probably can do on the top tier one deals in the Valley or Israel and stuff, when I come at the check.
Right. You
So
don't need to have the education. You don't need to have the MBA from an Ivy League school
you know,
in order to be valued in
exactly.
the
This is
startup
what
industry.
that's what Elon Musk just say. MBA is meaningless. Is I can tell you this. I see companies, corporations spending billions on startups and they fail. It's a special ingredient. You need to have a knack. Like you need to go a lot with your gut feeling, take risk. If you see the founders, it's not like a one size fits all. You cannot really teach that because the past don't predict the future. Every situation is different. It comes down, so you need to be good at picking the right companies. And even if you have the
Mm.
billions, if you don't have this ingredient, you're not gonna do good. You're gonna fail. I think I have these ingredients. I just need to match with the right investor. Then we can do a lot of
Right.
good things together. I'm doing it
Yeah.
and myself. It wasn't easy, but I think I broke upwards already. I mean, I'm a good position now. I mean,
You're
where
in a good
I am,
position.
just Hashem, they're going to be
Yeah. So
moving.
tell me about your company Valued, which is a real estate platform for trading for anyone to basically invest in real estate. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Okay, things changed a little bit. Let me tell you
Yeah.
why I got to this. First of all, because I have experience in real estate and technology, it usually doesn't go together. Usually technology done on real estate on technology. I keep hearing from people in real technology, I want to invest in real estate. In real estate, same. So In the beginning, I thought about crowdfunding, real estate crowdfunding. I think it's going to take off. I watched that space for a while, but I didn't see that going the direction I thought it's going to go. Things have changed. Most of the companies failed. So I shifted direction a little bit. It's always important, you need to be in top of your game. You need to see where the market is. Even if you have an idea, I can see sometimes people stay with their idea for 10 years and the market's change and
Mm-hmm.
change and they're still stuck there. Just look at like the difference between MySpace and Facebook. You need to innovate, be in top of your game. So even if you
Right.
have your idea, but you don't see it's going to go, just move on. That's what I try to do. And it doesn't matter. Pivot wherever it takes, 100 times at different days. Try to pivot 100 times a year than rather 100 times in 20 years. So
Right.
you need to pivot fast, a very fast world. So I started with real estate crowdfunding. I didn't see that working. Then I wanted to do like Brex, the credit card for real estate and something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then I figured out people say it's nice to have. It's not something like must have. So I went to deeper. So I think the real estate spirit change really clicked with people. I really felt that people really, really interested. Like think of it acorns for real estate. But
Okay.
with a lot of the problem with that is the accredited investors, because real estate is not audited,
Right.
it's private deals.
Mm-hmm.
If you bring it to the market, it's a little difficult to structure. You need to have a lot of money right away. When you go into deals and you start with spirit change, it's a problem. So I thought I will do the REITs. We'll start with REITs. That's a security, so everyone can buy that. We pick the top 5, 10 REITs, and that was okay. It's not something revolutionary because you can still do it if you know what you do on Robinhood in a way. You can still do it in a way in Acorns. But this was a real estate focus. And marketing is a very, very big play in those industries.
Right.
So spend a lot of time the last over a year in that. Raised a little bit money. My daughter helps me. She works with me to putting this together. So now COVID hits. I had almost $1 million committed for this project. So the market went down. The market crashed. Real estate crashed even further, like the REITs.
Mm-hmm.
It took another 10, 15% dive in the market and didn't even came back yet. So I decided it's important, even though I love real estate, but it's important to be diversified. And why do I limit myself just real estate? So especially in a market like this, you need to be diversified. So valued is not for real estate anymore because again, if you want to do real estate, you can still do it in valued, but we're gonna do
Mm-hmm.
the whole market, all companies. So we can
Interesting.
start out something like basic, more correlated to Robinhood, but we're really focusing to make it even better. So Robinhood, I cannot say everything on the air here, but we're gonna be testing a lot of things. But I really believe it should be a combination of real estate and technology in companies. So in
Right.
Robinhood, you need to know what you do. If you're not, you're gonna lose the money. So we thinking implementing more artificial intelligence in real data. And so we're
Mm-hmm.
gonna guide people a little bit more based on their goals, based on their interests, based on a lot of
Interesting.
factors, and we're basically personalized for them. And then it's going to come in every company. They're going to know a lot more information than you see now in any trading platform and highlight opportunities. So you're going to be in much better position using this app. There's going to be some social aspect. You're going to can see what top people are trading. So
Interesting.
it's going to organize your watch list automatically based on your habits, based on interest, a lot of stuff. So it's definitely going to give you an edge and be a more successful investor. So this
Yeah,
is
it
like
sounds exciting.
thank God, we got a very, very good team on board. They loved the project so much. They didn't want to take money. They wanted to do it in equity. They never did it for anyone else. So they're a strong team, and they're ready. The app is in progress. In a couple of months, we're gonna have a working app. So I'm very
Awesome.
excited where things are going. Last year, I probably interviewed over 100 teams. So we got almost the money now with COVID. No, I'm much more excited with the direction it's going now than just the real estate. It's a much bigger opportunity. Robinhood raised $1 billion. The last round was 250 million for a 10 billion valuation. I think we have the potential to blow them out, blow them away.
That's very exciting. Well, I guess, like you said at the beginning, you have to have those big, lofty goals, or else, it's not worth it.
So I
So
think I
that's
think I think investing there's a lot of room for innovation. Especially I'm focusing on the young. younger generation,
Mm-hmm.
millennials and Gen Z, and even younger, to educate them more and start investing there earlier in life, to get the money, start the money working for you.
Right. That's very exciting. So I want to, just ask you one more question before we get into the final four. What would you say to someone, who's starting out, maybe a young person that they don't have the financial background, they don't have any background in technology, but they love the fact that there are these startups and there's these unicorns and there's, so much opportunity out there. What is your number one advice for someone who's looking to get into this space?
Is an investor or a founder?
As a founder, I guess, or yeah, not, let's take it that direction.
Okay, as a founder, you need to solve a very big problem, not something nice to have. And if you see the problem comes back to you, sleep it over some weeks and see if you have the bug. It doesn't stop. This is huge. Then you continue and reach out to people. There's so much people. It's very, very reachable, especially on LinkedIn. They will happy to talk to you. There's events. I'm a judge almost every month on different events where I'm a judge at companies. So go out, pitch there, talk to people, and see how people respond, and be open to know what to listen, what not to listen. Do research. A lot of people come with ideas and they didn't even do research. Who's doing what? Know who your competition is. Know how you're going to make
Mm-hmm.
money, and know what you're good
Right.
at. Put together a team where you are like weak. See where you are strong, and like this is you're good in business. Find a good founder, a technology guy. You need to have an expert in that space. What you're doing, that's you're gonna have an edge. You know more about someone else. Yeah,
Right.
and the most important thing, just put them out there. Like it's a book called The Lean Startup from Eric Rice. No one should start doing anything before he reads the book. Or the book, I know this book by heart. But you're gonna save millions of dollars just doing this, reading a book. It's basically it's so easy to test ideas before you invest time and money. So you definitely
That's
should do
great.
that. And then reach out to people, talk to people, and this is gonna lead you to want another. If you have the bug, then entrepreneurial bug, nothing will stop you.
Awesome. Yeah, I love that. So we jump into the final four here, Moshe. What's the worst job that you ever had?
Worst job I ever had. I never had a job. Actually, I never worked for anyone.
That's awesome.
But not doing anything is. I mean, I consider I love what I do, so I don't feel like
That's the
working a
best
day in my
answer.
life. But I did like the textile, I did like the real estate, and they all brought me certain experience. I would love
Sure.
to have started technology earlier in life, but that's how it goes. But I can say,
No, I love that.
yeah,
I love that answer. Not doing anything is the worst job.
yeah.
That's really true. That's an awesome
But
answer.
I will add another thing. I rather work on less and bigger stuff. The same thing in common investing and trading. You don't have to be
Mm-hmm.
trading only. You don't have to be in all the companies. Just spot a few good opportunities and just go big in that. You make the same money, you have more time. The same thing with job. You don't have to work. I use that.
Yeah,
I don't like to grind water. You need to do something meaningful and find an opportunity and go all the way.
absolutely. What is a book you've read that's given you a paradigm shift? So something's made you think totally different.
Okay, first of all, a book could be a cipher. So it's something I know by heart. I try to like live with that. It definitely give me the fuel and energy to move forward. I know it's all from Hashem, so you got to do something you enjoy. If Hashem wants you to make money, you make money. So in a book from
Absolutely.
business technology, like I said, the lean startups definitely important book if you want to find a company. There's another book I read recently, recommended by Iris Ladowitz from Eastern Union, a book from Amazon, the Amazon way, something like that. I have to remember the name.
Yeah.
Something the way how
Right.
Jobs does. And I implementing that. I give you one example what I'm doing different now that any investor app, don't focus. You're gonna go to reviews, name any app, it should be Schwab, Fidelity, Robinhood, Webull. You're gonna be most of the reviews gonna be customer services bad, 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 bad. So I'm gonna be
Interesting.
focusing customer services first. I'm gonna implement that is whatever it costs. So yeah, I don't want to see one bad review of customer service at value. So just giving that, this is something I'm bringing out of that. This is why Amazon's successful. I have a complaint, no questions asked. It's always going to work with it. Customer is always right. So I think this is and some of the books.
That's awesome. No, excellent choices.
And another,
especially
one thing is very important, and is time management is very, very important. So there's a lot of books in that, and be disciplined with your time, who you meet, who you talk. You don't have to have 10 meetings a day. Look at like Warren Buffett. Okay? The calendar could be empty. You have time for yourself a little bit to think. It's fun.
Awesome. That's really important also. I appreciate you bringing that up. A lot of people are caught up in just being busy and doing this and running to one meeting to another, to this, to that. And never have time.
Sapper ever gave a brucha once for Eid. I wish you shouldn't be busy. You should make money. Some people are busy all life, some people making money, and they're free.
That's great. What is a skill or talent that you would like to learn?
Manage people better, especially where a stage I am now in life. I hope I see value being a place with tens of thousands of people being involved in this. So definitely learning a lot how to manage leadership and getting the right people, smarter people meaning get out of the way. So it's basically, that's for me very important at this point. Leadership, management people. Yeah.
Excellent. Yeah, absolutely. Especially if you want to grow a company, 100%. Last and final question, what does success mean to you?
Success. That's a very deep question, but it could be, depends who I'm talking to. But really, success means connected to Hashem. The more I'm connected to Hashem, the more successful I am. That's why we're here. But at the same time, it's a olam asiyah. We need to do stuff. So I need to be able to do what I want to do. If I want to go vacation, I want to help my kids. I want to live not thinking about money. So have always enough money is a big part. Again, it's not the most important thing. Actually, having good kids, I can say that. That's the most success. And Baruch Hashem, I did a better job than that and money. It's not that I did. It's a matona, a gift from Hashem. But definitely being peace, having a ruhiga atmosphere at home. You come home and again, enjoy what you do, being in the right circle, keep growing, and then connected to Hashem, good kids. Again, money helps, you know.
Absolutely. That's beautiful. I can relate to that very, very much. So I appreciate you bringing that up. And last but not least, where can people find you, reach out to you, find out more about you?
I'm very accessible. LinkedIn, I think, is the best channel if someone doesn't know me. It's becoming a little difficult because I have so much inbox every day, but I try to skim this. Sometimes I lose control. There's thousands I didn't open since the Corona start. I got like left behind. But LinkedIn, I'll try, or they can reply to a message when I post something. I'm going to be active a lot on LinkedIn soon, me or my people. So a LinkedIn or a recommendation, someone. And again, if it's an idea, usually Sunday, I give time for that. I'm happy to talk to anyone.
Awesome.
You have an idea, I want like 15, 20 minutes. Usually Sunday I schedule for that.
Wonderful. No, it's great to hear. Thank you so much, Moshe. It's been a pleasure speaking to you, learning a little bit more about your journey and where you're going. It's very inspirational. I hope. I just wanted to thank you. I appreciate your time.
That's the beginning. Thank you very, very much for your time. Pleasure to talk to you. Yeah.
Absolutely. And to our guests and our listeners, thank you again for listening in. And remember, the best advice comes only when you ask. Real quick, I have one question for you. Did you like this episode? If you did, I want to ask you a huge favor. See, the biggest thing that helps this podcast grow and that will spread this message to the whole world is that if you leave a review, a rating, and subscribe to the podcast. What that does is it basically tells the platforms that this podcast is out on is that you like my stuff and I'm doing something right. So take a few seconds out of your day, hit that subscribe button, leave a rating or review. I would be extremely grateful. Also, I want to hear from you guys. So I want to hear some feedback. If you have any questions for future episodes, please find me on LinkedIn, send me a DM, a connection request, Yona Weiss, and love to hear from you.